Time to find out who the last Jedi is. It's me. What's up, Throttlers? Aristotle Full Throttle here, and the teaser trailer for The Last Jedi is finally out, and I watched it. And you guys, well, you saw my reaction. I was emotionally overwhelmed that I just could not contain myself, nor the contents of my stomach. So, today I'm gonna break down, I'm gonna review, and I'm gonna speculate as to what might happen in The Last Jedi. Alright, the trailer opens up, looks like we're in the middle of space. The final frontier. And then it starts to look like a planet from really far away. Yeah, but then no, it's Rey, and she looks a little distressed. I thought this was pretty cool because it immediately set up Rian Johnson's visual style, and he's already artfully misdirecting us as an audience, so that's some really cool storytelling from the jump. Then Luke starts to say breathe. I guess Luke is training Rey with some very basic techniques on how to be a Jedi, starting with breathing.
Just breathe.
And that's all there is to it. Now this next part definitely gave me chills. We're starting to get a sense of Rey's training. And also the visual style of Rian Johnson. That's reminiscent of Looper when the kid is in the field and all the stuff starts to rise up around him. And as a fan of Rian Johnson's, I noticed that he likes to use slow-mo to emphasize the weight of a moment. And then it sounds like Luke asks Rey,
"What do you say?"
Now the way the trailer's constructed is so good. You just hear a little bit of Rey's theme. We see the back of General Leia as we slowly push in. And then we hear Kylo Ren's theme as we slowly push in on his destroyed mask.
Darkness.
He probably had a temper tantrum.
Kylo Ren is a punk bitch.
So Rey's talking about the light side and the dark side, and then we come across this tree with books in it. There's the Jedi symbol. It's someone's hand on it. We don't know whose hand that is. It's got a glove, so it could be Michael Jackson, for all we know. And then here you got one of my favorite shots from the entire trailer, which is an aerial shot on planet Octu. I guess it's safe to assume that this is Rey because she's training with a lightsaber, and that's Luke, judging from his posture and his tendency to stand on cliffs and stare. But what's this? Is this a statue? Is this a shrine to something? Maybe. It may not be all that dissimilar to the statue we saw on Jeddah in Rogue One. Or it could be Buddy Jesus. Anyway, happy Easter, everyone. Enjoy your candy treats. Now this is when the trailer starts to really kick into high gear with the dramatic music, and you got these pod racing things kicking up the red dirt. Rian Johnson said that these things are called skimmers, and it looks like they're about to take on some crazy ass walkers off in the distance right there. Not super stoked to see walkers again, because for me Star Wars is all about upping the ante every time. The AT-AT walkers were really cool in The Empire Strikes Back, but that was the first time we ever saw them. And since then, we've seen the remnants of one in The Force Awakens, and we also had walkers in Rogue One. But for real though, can we get something more than a walker? Maybe like a huge fish machine?
There's always a bigger fish.
Who knows what Luke's got parked underneath the water? Then you got good old Finn, just asleep, I guess. He'll be asleep for the next couple movies, maybe. Yeah, but at least Poe Dameron's got his X-Wing. Oh. This could be sabotage, because the First Order did find out where the location of the Resistance base is in The Force Awakens. Got some sweet Falcon footage. Rey looks really determined right here with her blue lightsaber, and then you got Kylo Ren with his red lightsaber. Again, reminding us of the duality of these characters. Of course, you got Rey, who's mostly good, but I think she used a little bit of the dark side in The Force Awakens if you look at the way she attacks Kylo Ren. I mean, she looks pretty pissed off right there.
Let the hate flow through you.
And as we know, Kylo Ren is pulled toward the light, so these two might meet in the middle somewhere, and maybe even cross over at some point. But it is gonna take one heck of a good storyteller for me to feel that Kylo Ren is sufficiently redeemed after, after this happened. Alright, so now this is really cool. We get to the burning temple, the arrival of Captain Phasma, and this looks a lot like the vision Rey had in The Force Awakens. So it may not have been a flashback, it could have been a flash forward. She might have been seeing into the sequel. I'm also willing to bet that Kylo Ren is having similar visions because he seems to know that at some point he's going to encounter a girl.
What girl?
I'm wondering, because of all of this misdirection, if all of these bodies around here are a result of Rey and not Kylo Ren. Yeah, think about it.
It could happen.
And then we get an awesome space battle, which we didn't get much of at all in The Force Awakens, but we did get in Rogue One. And then it closes like it begins with a misdirection. You think Luke's saying one thing like, it's time for the Jedi to come back and start kicking ass. But what he says is actually quite shocking.
It's time for the Jedi
the end.
What?
I, for one, thought it was a pretty amazing trailer. It was pitch perfect, and it shifted the tone to a darker one than that of The Force Awakens. We see that there's going to be a lot of heaviness going to happen, and Luke said himself that he thinks it's time for the end of the Jedi. So do you think he wants to bring balance to the Force by ending the Jedi, or do you think he wants to start something new with a whole new order of Force-using people who are gray Jedi? People who use both the light and the dark side. Did Luke bring balance to the Force, or did Darth Vader bring balance to the Force, or did neither of them because they need to straddle the line? Now, if you look at the poster, Rey is standing at the bottom right between Luke and Kylo Ren, seeming to bring light between the two sides, which are dark and red, which indicate the dark side. And again, there's that duality. We don't know where her fate might end up because her lightsaber goes from blue to red. So maybe Luke is doing a little dancing on the dark side, and Kylo Ren is also in that gray area because you saw that he keeps getting pulled to the light in The Force Awakens. Also, there's a lot of talk about Rey being a descendant of Obi-Wan Kenobi. But what if Obi-Wan Kenobi, since he was able to transcend his physical form into that of energy or of Force Ghost, if he was able to turn that Force Ghost and bring it back into a physical body like Rey? What if Rey is the reincarnation of Obi-Wan Kenobi? I don't know, could be stupid, but hey, I could be right. We'll see. There's a lot of theories flying around. So let me know what you think in the comments below so we can continue this discussion, because I think it's fascinating. All things Star Wars, I'm intrigued by. And if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to be extra special and pledge to my Patreon page, I will give you a personal high five and a sticker. So subscribe to this channel if you haven't already and turn on those notifications. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle, your bro in the know with the fro. And I'll see you later.
I am a Jedi!